It's very easy for us to want to lose weight, but between hunger and the grueling workouts, it's really tough. Well, what if we told you you can achieve your goals without starving, without cravings, and without exercise? Please.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Kathleen Nash with Total Transformation, and I am doing my first nutritional overview and education session of 2018. So I'm super excited to do this with you. It's the first week in January. This is a big time when everybody's making sure that they want to stick to their diets and get their New Year's resolution in terms of their weight goals under control. I, of course, want you to get it done as quickly as possible and not only reach goal weight and stay there, but do it eating higher calories than you ever did before and reversing disease in the process. So occasionally I will do these education sessions to point out common mistakes or common deviations that people will do that will stop them from getting the results that they want to get. That being said, let's quickly get into the nutritional overview or the food log review that we're going to be doing for today. This individual is a male. He started out at 256. As of day 7, he hit 242, right? So this guy lost 14 pounds in 7 days, which when you first look at it, that's great, that's amazing. But there are some issues here that I want to touch on, and I want to try to explain why they're so important. So while I am happy about the scale loss, there's some problems with this food log. My job is to identify what makes your body move quickly, what makes your body move slowly. What are the best reactions that you get with certain foods? What are some foods that we might want to indicate, yeah, this isn't one that you want to be eating? So this person had a toxicity problem. So he had toxin building up in his fat cells. He had toxin building up in his liver. He also had fatty liver. So as a result, for the first week, he had to eat 2 shakes a day. He doesn't have to do that. Not every client I have has to do that, but he in particular did because he had a toxic issue. That meant that the third meal that he ate during the day had to come from his food management plan. If we look at the food, you'll see that there's a protein and a vegetable, but there's nothing else. I promise you guys, I don't have any food management plan that brings the calories this low or lets you obliterate or get rid of certain food categories. The main problem that this person is doing wrong right from the start, right on day 1, is they're under eating. They're leaving out entire categories of foods. Now, not only do we talk to you guys about this in product delivery when we're delivering the food to you, right? But it's also written down in several different parts of your paperwork. So this is warning me that I probably have somebody that's not taking advantage of the education that I'm giving you. Let's talk about why that under eating is such a problem. So in your food management plan, on one of the sheets, you're going to see in blue where it says a word about plateaus, right? But under that, it says the food or the simple food management plan, right? And then it says right here, I have already calculated the lowest amount of calories and the best types of food compatible with your problems that you can eat for 30 days to achieve the best results. And then right here, omitting, leaving foods out or under eating or changing foods will result in less than desirable correction, ultimately leading to poor results. For the best results possible, follow your food management plan exactly as outlined. This is a big problem for my clients that don't do well, which is about 1 in 5. This is a big reason why they're not doing well. I'm going to send videos in the future to talk about other reasons, but the number one reason is that they're leaving things out or they're adding foods or making substitutions that I didn't say was authorized, okay? Now, why is that so important? It's important because for the last 50 years, you guys have been told that losing weight or managing or staying at a certain weight or being a certain, weight on the scale or having a certain amount of body fat or whatever you want to call it is based on a 1 compartment model. So see where it says 1 compartment model. So basically what your doctors, most of your doctors tell you, what the food manufacturers tell you, what the diet industry tells you, what the fitness industry tells you, and what the drug companies tell you, is that basically your body is like a sink, right? It's like a big dumping ground. And as long as you manage how many calories in with how many calories are going out, that you can control your weight. If you put less calories into the sink than what's coming out, that the volume will go down, you'll lose weight. If you put too many calories in this big dumping ground versus how many calories are going out, you'll gain weight, right? It's a really simple theory. We've been believing this for 50 years or so, right about 1977 to 1980 is when we started believing this theory. There's only one problem with it. For 1 in 3 people in the United States, it's wrong. And I would venture to guess that it's more than 1 in 3, okay? But for 1 person in 3, this model does not work. And if you've been one of my clients, you came to me most likely because this model didn't work. You tried this. You tried eating less and moving more. That's what this is. And it didn't work. Okay, so we're going to put him right here and we're going to compare it to this model, which is the 2-compartment model. Now, just so you know, I didn't come up with these snazzy pictures. I think these are great pictures. I actually got this from a Canadian nephrologist, which is a kidney doctor. He specializes in working with kidney patients who are having to deal with dialysis as a result of type 2 diabetes, right? His name is Dr. Jason Fung, and I love his explanation of this, so I'm using his graphics. So just know they are not mine. So the original one says calories in, calories out is the way to fix it. In actuality, this 2-compartment model is how the body really works. So the calories in part is still the same. That is still correct, okay? But there's a gatekeeper that decides if the calories going in are going to go into short-term storage, which is like a refrigerator or a pantry, or is it going to go into long-term storage, which is body fat. The gatekeeper that decides if the food is going to be burned or if the food is going to be stored is insulin. And I talk about insulin all the time to you guys. He is the key to getting your weight under control and keeping it under control. Because here's the thing, if insulin is high, then your body is going to store your calories as body fat. Okay, so insulin is the gatekeeper. So really what we're going to do is we're going to put insulin right here, okay? Insulin is going to control whether the calories are going to go out or if the calories are going to get stored. But insulin does something else, which I'm going to talk about. So anyway, when insulin levels are high, your body is in fat storage mode. If there's room in the muscles and the liver to put it in the short-term storage, then it'll get converted into glycogen, what you eat. If those compartments are already full, so just like this refrigerator has a limited amount of space and your pantry has a limited amount of space, so does the muscles and the liver. So if that's already full, then insulin's going to drive your calories into body fat, okay? If insulin is low, then the calories that are going in will just get burned, okay? The second problem with this 2-compartment model is what happens in a calorie deficit. Right? So when people want to burn body fat, they know that I need to, based on this model, 1-compartment model, they know I've just got to decrease my calories. That's all I got to do. My body should respond. If you don't have a problem with insulin, that will work. But I just told you a few minutes ago that 1 in 3 have an insulin problem. And the body behaves very differently when there's an insulin problem in a calorie deficit. So it doesn't respond where it's just going to burn body fat. Here's what happens. If you reduce your calories less than what you need, and insulin is not a problem, your body will make up the difference of the calories it needs from body fat, which is exactly what you want it to do. However, if you reduce your calories into a deficit and insulin is a problem, then instead of getting into your body fat, because insulin blocks it, so now insulin will not let you use your body fat for energy because there's a problem with insulin. And so what the body will do instead is it will reduce how many calories it burns to match how many calories you're eating. So what does that mean? That means you will plateau a lot. eating the same lower amount of calories. Or I haven't changed my diet in forever and suddenly I'm gaining weight. That's another signal that this is going on. Or I exercise like a fiend at the gym and my body doesn't change. That's an example that you have this insulin problem. If we sat in your evaluation and I said anything about dietary hormones, or that you had an insulin problem, or that you were only burning body fat at a couple hours versus 16 to 18 hours, you have this problem. And that means when I put you in a calorie deficit for the reduce phase, I've got a limited amount of time because I'm working against insulin. And I know that because you have an insulin problem or a hormone problem, after about 30 days, insulin is reducing your calories to match what you're eating, because we haven't completely fixed the problem yet. So when I deal with somebody like this, who starts under eating right from the start and they have an insulin problem, then the body, instead of happening in 30 days where the body reduces its calories to match what you're eating, it's gonna happen for him 20 days, 18 days, and all of a sudden on really low calories, he's gonna see that his body's not losing any weight. Why? Two-compartment model. Because the insulin's too high in this person, he can't make up the deficit in food with his body fat, not 100%, not yet. So his body will also adapt and lower the amount of calories it's burning to match what he's eating. This is a core concept, you guys, because this is the key to what has been happening to you on a diet, every diet you've done up until now. Your body adapts not because it's in starvation mode, but because the hormone insulin regulates if your body burns fat or not. So hopefully this gives you a lot of good information. Like I said, keep this video. If you have any questions about it, let me know. If it made sense to you, let me know. And I will catch you in the next one. So.